My mental health has become like a roller coaster a little bit. Because on the one hand,
with these negative thoughts, you want to become antisocial.
Yeah, I went through bad times.
But luckily, with all that, Berlin has a few things that makes it easier for you to try to deal with it.
What kind of methods do you use to cope with it?
It helps. It really helps. It brings you a lot of joy and endorphins, and a lot of things happen inside you that really change your mood.
What does happiness mean for you?
For me, the definition of happiness is
And enjoy your bad area, your dark side. It's part of you. And if you know that part of you, there is nothing around that can hit you.
So how would you say living in Berlin impacts your mental health and what contributes to this?
It's one of the most important things to consider when you live in Berlin. It affects many people here. Stress, depression, anxiety, panic attacks. It all happens because you live in a city which is huge, which is hectic, and at sometimes it's extremely uncertain city. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. And that uncertainty, and sometimes that it's too straightforward, you end up doing the same thing every day of the week, every week of the month, every month of the year, and then you end up being at this certain point that you think, why is life this way? And then there is a toxic culture of drugs and everything in Berlin that's around you that affects you, and even the toxic culture of drinking too much alcohol here in this city compared to other cities. And sometimes the culture of feeling that you have to do these things because you live in Berlin kind of comes with it, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
But people end up doing that, and then you end up having mental health conditions.
it's actually a topic very close to my heart. I think about it a lot. My mental health has become like a roller coaster a little bit. Because on the one hand, I get to do so many things that absolutely fulfill me, whether it's this amazing dance scene in Berlin, or being able to be creative, or meeting people that are like-minded. That's, of course, that's spikes. Just like summer and winter here, you also get the lows, because then you meet people that are like-minded and you think, okay, we could do a project together, but then either doesn't happen or it takes so much effort.
I would say like for me, coming from a country where it's different, the culture is different, it has impacted a lot. Even after a long time living here, I still cannot get adjusted to the weather. In winter, it's like all gray and dark outside, and you're like not in a good mood. And you need to stay positive at all times and take vitamins and try to do stuff with friends and stuff like that, because if you're just at home and watching TV and then the weather is outside is dark as well, you become like, with these negative thoughts, you want to become antisocial.
Yeah, that's a tricky question, because I think there are some positive aspects of it, but also quite some notable negative aspects. Like, in a positive way, you have a lot of possibilities here. So I think especially for people that are like looking to be more active in their life, to really do something, it's a great city because it allows you to kind of not be bored and have a sensation that you are creating something, depending upon what you choose to do, of course. But on the other hand, it's a very big city. It doesn't have a very clear center, and I think that causes a bit of confusion because you don't really know like what it means to actually go into town, for example, to go downtown. And then also it being so big, you travel a lot. It takes a lot of time from your day, and then every day when I come home, I'm dead. It's quite heavy. There are two sides of mental health in Berlin. It's winter and summer. Of course, winter is depressing. There is no light, no vitamin D, no social life because weather is shit and it's cold, and it gets dark at 3:30, 4 p.m. and you don't know what to do with your life, and you are in the middle of your work and it's like, okay, now I want to go to sleep and I don't know what to do. You know that 6 months we're going to be not very happy, and six months we're going to be extremely happy.
Yeah, I went through bad times, but right now I think I'm getting used to the environment and the city. First times when I arrived here, the weather is very obvious thing that affects mental health. Also, being away from my country is also It's hard because I had friends, family, and just leaving them and moving here is, I kind of have to make up for it.
But luckily, with all that, Berlin has a few things that makes it easier for you to try to deal with it. It has a lot of good psychosocial services in different districts, and yeah, we have this hotline, Berliner Krisendienst, where you can just call, seek help. It's not the best, it's not perfect, but it's there. And also, if you have friends, you can just approach them. It helps.
You also mentioned earlier that culture also has an aspect to that mental health.
Yes, German culture, as being Germans a little bit cold, it's more difficult to interact with people. Like, I don't know, even when you go to the Rewe and you see Frau Rewe and she's not happy and doesn't smile.
The city is also stressful. Like my nervous system is like completely off track, honestly. So I just came back from my parents' place, like close to Stuttgart, and the way I feel peaceful and calm there, I don't feel here. We were like, okay, what are we struggling with? Like being overwhelmed, being either with a lot of people and super excited or lonely. I don't know, it's hard to calm down.
So it doesn't have necessarily a super positive effect on mental health living here.
Mm-mm.
Compared to Amsterdam, what is your feeling? Would you say that living here on a longer term would impact your mental health in a positive or in a rather negative way?
The good thing about Amsterdam is that you have the bike and you're everywhere. And it's very easy to get around. And in Amsterdam, you really have your spots because it's so small. You have to have your spots because there's nothing else, basically. But I think on the long run, that's nice because you grow accustomed to that and you can grow a relationship with those places and also certain people you meet there. I don't think I can. I think I could stay for longer, maybe in Amsterdam in the end than in Berlin. It's, I think, a good life for when you're young because you can take it and you can also, and also as I said, like there are opportunities waiting for you at the other end of the 40-minute S-Bahn ride. But still, you get around all of Holland with the time you used to commute in Berlin.
How is it for you?
I'm a weirdo. I love this weather. Like winter for me is beautiful. That make me happy. You know, the gray, the melancholic, the depression thing around it. I was living in a place that was like the basement of the hill. It was like so hot over there in Merida, Yucatan. So I get all the sun and all the hotness that I can get it in my life, and also live the seasons. This is something maybe like normally the people don't realize it, but for me, like Mexican, have like the four seasons very scheduled and just saw it, and the snow and the cold, and then the spring is coming, and just see the transition of the trees, how go from nothing and start to some leaves. I love to see the world like a kid. I enjoy that, and maybe that is why I don't have like this depression.
You saw snow.
So snow, like walking in ice, these kind of things sound silly, but for me, every year is like, oh, dude, yeah, this is cool. So I notice like the people around is not smiling. And if they normally don't smile, they don't smile more. Like they are like very focused and in this way. All of them dress on black. This is something like this black thing is impressive to me because I love color and come from a culture that use all the time color. So in winter is the place that I just more colorful my outfit. So I just go outside and I look like a lot of blacks and I like yellow, blue or something like that, and it's like, hey, yeah, I'm here.
The most challenging for me here is socializing.
Mhm.
I meet people. I make an effort to go out every week, every weekend, to meet new people. I can say that I have friends from work and from people I met. Yeah, but I think it's ongoing process. When I'm not dating anyone or when I'm talking to anyone, it feels empty. It doesn't happen by itself. It happens when I make effort. But at least I'm trying.
How you would say someone should cope if he has feeling a bit down?
There are two ways of looking at this. And the first thing is to acknowledge that there is a problem. The second thing is that not to worry about it, it is solvable. If you don't acknowledge it and you worry too much about it at the same time, this is where you gradually go to the worst part of it. So acknowledge it, seek help. You have to look at your life personally. You have to analyze what you do, what is affecting you, and change that, or at least try to change that. To bring change in your life in a sense that from schedule to work to friends and everything else. And even like TV, internet, what you browse and what you watch, these all things affect you. So think about that, sit down, write down, or whatever.
And maybe when you have some days or some periods where you don't feel as well, are there any ways, methods that you cope with?
Either the traditional going on a walk, but then you have honking cars. Nah, I usually, I go ask to sleep at a friend's place, especially the one that I've known for a long time. Going out, making good food, doing sports. Or actually, I escape quite a bit. I go back to my parents' place or I go to the Netherlands. I think that's what I do a lot then. Getting out of Berlin,
Yeah, that's very important as well, to show your emotions. And like, at least when my friends, when I told them like how I felt, they are like, okay, well, they are constantly checking up on me or inviting me or say like, hey, let's watch a movie or let's have dinner and stuff like that. So they cheer you up and do sport, like get the gym. One of the things I've found very, very nice is to find something you really like maybe painting. I like, for example, decorating my house, and you attract the positivity when you're doing something.
I love going to a cafe if I have the time and read a book. And for that, Berlin is great. There's always a place to find where you can just sit and relax, and there's no pressure.
Having your own community of friends really helps. For instance, yesterday, because we are Christians and we go to church, so sometimes maybe after church we just meet with our friends to just hang out, talk about work, about everything, finances, and the new law that Germany is bringing out or something. It helps. It really helps.
For me, having a routine have helped me a lot. I wake up early in the morning. I have a walk with my dog, even if it's cold. I know it's okay being outside, having some light, even if it's dark. Then sports. Sports is the best thing you can do for your mental health. It brings you a lot of joy and endorphins, and a lot of things happen inside you that really change your mood. During the weekends, I try to see my friends. Even if they don't want to leave their home, I go to their place, like, okay, let's have a dinner or something. So that kind of routine and really breaking and making a difference between work and social life and pushing your social life, it helps. And sports and healthy diet. It's also good for your mental health.
And with your life experience, do you have a personal definition of happiness?
good people around you, good food, not caring so much what other people think, and being happy with what you got.
For me, happiness is not being sad in a sense. The day I don't hear anything bad or I don't have to worry much, there's always certain amount of worry. That's the day I would be a bit happy. The people that live around me, the people that I know, if they are happy, that makes me happy. My family, my friends, my relatives, like everybody that I'm connected to, if there are less issues around me, if there are less issues in the world, that makes me happy. If something makes me sad, it's either personal or from my surroundings. So not having those things make me happy. And end of the day, sometimes when I think I'm in a city that I want to live in, I have enough money to get food and I can lay down, that makes me happy.
What makes me happy? I think personal achievements. When I achieve something, I cherish myself and I feel like great. Even learning German, for me, it's already an achievement. Or if I learn new words, stuff like that. Or giving the extra mile at work, changing my job, that's for the better. Personal achievements are definitely something that really makes me happy. And having friends around, of course. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think that for me, the definition of happiness is not necessarily wanting to be happy, but just having the sensation that you're creating something out of your life and that it is going somewhere where there are some prospects. And when in your day, even though it's hard and you get tired, there's a sense of like coming home or well-being.
I think have a fulfilling life when all the needs, all the basic needs, food, shelter, and also work also important for me because I really enjoy my work.
Home.
Home.
Yeah.
Home.
Home is where my family is, where my husband and my son is.
Wow, we are gonna go to a place that I don't know if we want to go.
Exactly. He doesn't believe in happiness, but
Uh, for me, it's very simple. I don't believe in happiness. Happiness for me is the most stupid concept like the human beings can invite it. And I will tell you why. What is happiness to you is not happiness, is not the happiness to me. So this concept cannot be equal in everyone. So happiness is very abstract, ironic, and stupid idea. What I like it is to be plain. What I mean when I'm plain. So I put my bad shit and my good shit. So I know how good can I be in my heart, and because I have a beautiful heart, because my mother and my grandma and the women that are always be around me, I have very good heart in that way. But I'm an asshole also, and I know that, and I enjoy that, and I just hug them. So if I start to be a very good guy, then I realize that, and I start to do stupid things, so say stupid things, to balance. If I do a lot of stupid things, I do good things, but all the time I need to be in the balance, in the middle, because for me I hate these people. It's not about hate it. I don't trust in people that all the time is like very friendly and these kind of things. Like, no, 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 the demon is over there, and when it's gonna go out, and the people around is gonna get scared because say, hey, you are normally not like that. Like, no, 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 he's like that, but he hide it all the time. I don't have problem to show like the asshole that I am and the good person that I am at the same time. And then when the people say like, you're an asshole, dude, I told you that. You know that. I say it louder, like that's one of my things. Tell me another thing to grow up. So for me, happiness is stupid, but be plain, get the balance all the time, and enjoy your bad area, your dark side. It's part of you. And if you know that part of you, there is nothing around that can hit you because you know yourself and you know how good or bad you can be. Happiness is like, but for her, it's also different in that way.
yes, I'm more simple with that. I'm very sensitive. For me, I don't know, having a walk with my dog and having extra kisses of my dog really makes me happy. Or when he says, we're going to have dinner outside, like put on a dress and we go, and suddenly my day is like, wow, that's great. But I tell you, I also believe that in happiness, I just believe in being joyful. And I learned a lot from him that, yeah, don't focus on the bad things. There are a lot of good things that can happen, and everything comes from you. And since I make a lot of exercise, I'm happier as well.